Hey, this is Daniel Posney, and this is called Shifting Perspectives. And this is where every Monday morning for about 10 to 20 minutes, I talk about a certain topic. And what's come up right now is there's a desire to do a 7-day juice fast, followed by some more fasting after a little bit of a break. But I want to remind you to check out my website, ultimatepotentialcoach.com, and look at the events that are coming up. There's a Sing Your Death Song event coming up March 25th. And then there's a men's retreat coming up in June and another men's retreat coming up in October. And there's a spiritual retreat coming up this year and also a cancer support retreat. So look at those things and just stay in contact with us. Another place that you can go to is the hummingbirdhouse.org. And that's where my wife and Valerie are going to be putting up events for our property, which we have a medicine wheel and sweat lodge and the creek and a beautiful property for having retreats and workshops. So keep in touch with that, and we'll be updating it as we get closer to defining dates and things. So on to this 7-day juice fast, and I'll just kind of share this. Maybe you don't know too much about fasting and what the difference is and that kind of thing. I wouldn't say that it's a cleanse, although I am currently on a parasite cleanse. So what's his name? Marcus, Markus, and I'm forgetting his last name that starts with an R. He's an amazing guy with his wife. They're like 60 years old and they look like they're in their 30s. And I bought his 3-month-long parasite cleanse. So it's basically taking 6 to 10 of these organic herbal tabs, or not tab, but supplements in my diet. And I do that every day that I can remember. And that's supposed to take care of the parasites. And I was thinking that, man, I would probably do a lot better if I wasn't eating so much. So the medicine can do its job a lot better. And that's the preferred way to do it. That's one reason why I'm going into the 7-day juice fast. The other reason is my wife Valerie is getting ready to go March 24th down to Costa Rica to do a therapeutic water fast for 21 days. So she'll get down there, and for a few days she'll kind of acclimatize to juicing and eating less. And she did working on something called EBU, which is therapy for your blood. And so she's really been prepping for that. And I don't want to be the guy that's, drinking beers and having hamburgers and tater tots, while she's on this journey. So I felt it'd be best to be in solidarity with her and do whatever I can, still realizing that I'm also holding a work schedule. So I'm really, really conscious of that. But I also want to make sure that I'm not using that as an excuse. Like, oh, I'm feeling so sore, I'm feeling so tired, this really isn't working. That's part of the process of releasing toxins and things. But that energy, I know, does come back after a couple of days. So here I am on my first day. And I just want to be really honest with everyone about what I'm going through, why I'm doing it. So let me pull up the answers that I said why I'm doing this. I got to remember. I want to get ownership of my body again. And that's a big thing, because you think that you want a burger or you want tater tots or you want a beer or something. And it's really your emotions that are looking for that. And I can already start to feel that for 7 days, at least, I won't be able to, I'm going to go sneak some cookies, or I'm going to go sneak a Snickers bar or something. And I'm going to have to deal with that. I'm going to have to deal with the emotions and the reasons deeply inside of that. And I've already kind of picked up on part of that is wanting to get away with something. And I know this goes right back to, childhood and things. Maybe I remember when my brother and I and our friend were shoplifting a lot. We would go to this one store almost every day and shoplift. And I realized that I think I was kind of hoping that I would get caught, because my mom was working full time and there was 3 kids involved. And, maybe that was my way of getting attention or something. But I really was kind of hoping that something would happen, something would change. Maybe that's part of it. I'm not really sure, but I know that looking into that, looking why I'm taking that Snickers bar, why I'm eating that big greasy burger or something, and it feels so good to my brain, but I know it doesn't feel really good to my body. So that's where I want to get control of my body again. And don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm doing really good, pretty good for a guy who's getting ready to turn 60. I feel pretty darn good, but there are some things that, if left on their own, they're going to start affecting me as I get older and older. And I know that I can gain control of that again because I've done it before. So what's the next reason to walk my talk? I was in a session the other day with this woman, and it was really apparent that she was doing an amount of work on herself, and that she had the story of, well, I've done this before, and I don't know where else I can go, kind of thing. What it felt like is that she had gone to a certain level with other therapists and with other counselors, but she hadn't met me before. And I like to kind of go deeper into that, more unconventional. And what it really felt like is that she hadn't really gone all in, gone to that place of this deep realization of who she really is, creator, source. So that's a place that she just really kind of didn't step into that. So it was a profound realization in that session. She really had a big aha moment, and she said that completely is true. That's exactly right. And as much as, she didn't want to admit it, she was really open to admitting it and being open with it. And I was kind of sitting there going, wow, that was a profound realization. And then I realized that that's kind of me too, is that there's certain times in my life that I'll go a certain way, but not quite go all the way. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be the most pristine. Well, I'm not trying to be Marcus, the guy who sells the supplements for parasite cleanse. I like a beer every once in a while. I like to eat not so healthy because it does taste really good. I love lobster or king crab dipped in butter. I love all these things. So I'm not trying to be pristine in my life, but there is a balance. And I want to kind of push that edge of being a little bit more pristine in my life and allowing all those toxins and those emotional connections with food to be let go for a little bit, so that I can kind of gain control and find my center again. So my mind likes to take me on this trip of, well, you don't really need it, but a cup of coffee with some chocolate in it would be, you know what I mean? It just kind of goes off in this way. And I find myself not having so much control over my body. And I make these excuses, or my mind makes these excuses that, oh no, this is you that wants that. That's not really true. So it's just having more control over that. I'm more centered in what really feels good to me. And I know, and if you've done this a little bit, that you probably know that when you juice and fast, water fast, and you start eating really clean, you really start to realize that who you thought were in control of your body isn't really that you start to realize the deeper connection with yourself. More, I guess the word is empowerment, more authentic. All right, so the next reason is, so the question is, who is it that's resisting this? So I'll get these little resistance of, well, I'll do it tomorrow, or I can't really do it now because I've got all this work, or I got this going on. But I have to ask the question, who is it that's giving me these little reasons why I shouldn't do this? And again, I think it's me, but it's not really me. It's my mind that likes me easier to be controlled, easier to manipulate. That's just kind of how it works. So I wanted to ask that question: who is the one that's resisting? To clear out excess stuff and toxins and waste out of my body. And I know that although I feel pretty fit, I work out 2-3 times a week. I pretty much take care of myself. I do a lot of work around the property. I'm always kind of lugging 40-pound bags of wood pellets or bricks down to the sweat lodge, or hauling wood, or going down the 108 steps. that's all natural exercise, and I feel pretty good about myself, especially being the age I am. And there's probably more that I could go into. So let me just show you. Forgive me. This is like the before. So this is my body. So there's a little bit here that could kind of shrink right here, and I know I've got stuff on the sides. So yeah, if I suck it in, that's as far as I can go. So this just feels like this. There's some extraness that I can kind of let go of. So I'm going to work on that, and then we'll see where I end up a week from now. So let's see. Also to see what's on the other side. I know there's realization, there's epiphanies, there's clarity. My eyes get really clear. My energy starts to glow, and people usually make some kind of comment about, wow, you're glowing, you're just this bright light. And that is, mostly the effect of this cleansing or fasting, that it clears out this fog. Even now I can kind of feel the fog in my eyes. I know that's gonna clear up. My poop is gonna change. My stomach workings, all that stuff is gonna change. It's gonna be much clearer. I know that stuff is gonna come up for me. Desires to have a pizza and a beer and have a bunch of sugar, and I know that that's parasites and sugars in my body that are desiring that stuff. So that's stuff I'm going to have to deal with. Let's see. Deepen my physical connection with God, Creator, and Spirit. And that's the other really deep thing that I know that I'm going to benefit from this is, I sort of touched on this the other day when I was at the computer and I was listening to some kind of devotional music. And I just really had a moment of just clarity and emotion. And I know that when I cleanse or fast, those little moments really come up a lot more. And I find myself really feeling blessed and kind of in love with everything. And why wouldn't I want more of that? So, kind of came in this song, and it was just really touching me. And when I'm involved in eating some unhealthy foods, drink alcohol, eating sugars, all those things kind of push that stuff down. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that, everyone should stop doing all these things, drinking alcohol, eating sugar. You eat and drink what you want. And I just find that at a certain point, this decision comes over me that goes, maybe less of that for as well as it makes sense to me. And maybe that'll shift something that couldn't have happened without that cleanse or that fast. So I'm looking for a deeper connection with that divine self and that divine being, and deeper connection with what we call God and Creator and Spirit. And that really, this has been talked about for centuries and centuries, about the benefits of fasting and cleansing things. So I've got a steam sauna to work with which has ozone therapy in it, something that Valerie's been using. I've got a jacuzzi to go to at the gym. I've got a nice space here to work with. Looks like my schedule is there's only a couple sessions going on during the week, so I found myself in a pretty empty space. So all that is kind of beneficial to that. Valerie's already made up a bunch of juices for us both. So I'm supported by my spouse. All that stuff really helps. So we can all do it on the level that we're supported by, but being careful not to use any excuses of why not to do it, at least a little bit that you can. One thing that we can all do is intermittent fasting, and that's, eating not before like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and then not eating later than say 6 o'clock at night. And that really helps your systems to kind of get into the same mode almost that you would do with a full-on fast or cleanse. So I'm still going to be doing the parasite cleanse taking those supplements. I'm not going to drink any alcohol or eat any sugars, except for the natural sugars that come from the juices. And of course, probably the first day I'm going to drink more carrot juices, because those are easier to take because they have a little bit more sweetness to them. So every day I'm going to be going through this, and maybe I'll put a little comment on the post that I've done on Facebook. And then of course, next week you'll see me, and I'm going to cut my hair tomorrow. So you won't see this anymore. And it's just kind of something that I like to do, is to cut my hair as there's a new change or shift in my life. Then that's just something that I like doing. It's kind of like when I was doing triathlons, I would cut my hair, shave my legs, and it's like a new kind of beginning. It's like a traditional thing to do. So here we go. What else can I say? I'll be drinking a lot of water, and I'll be putting a little bit of natural Hawaiian sea salt in my water, so that my body assimilates that water a little bit better. I'm always going to have something with me or really close by that I can drink a juice or have something other than going and grab something really unhealthy, because that can be sometimes a tendency. Is you get into this mode, you get stressed out or something, and the sugar need kicks in and you go for something stupid. So I want to make sure that I have something nearby, at least some kind of liquid that I can just take in and give me some nourishment. And of course, being really cognizant of, if I'm doing hikes with people, in a session, or I'm doing multiple sessions per day, I really make sure that I take care of myself. And that's the most important thing. So that's all I got for right now. And we'll see you next week. And if you're not already checking out my posts, check it out on Facebook, and maybe I'll kind of carry that over to what's it called? Instagram, and I'll make some posts every day about what's going on and what comes up for me, so that hopefully you can get kind of the more information about how a fast might go, and the things that might come up for you. But in the end, it is an awesome thing, and the longer that you do it, the more that you clear out. And the idea is that if you can do it for 21 days, that does this incredible reset in your system. If you do it for 40 days, it's an amazing shift that that can really kind of, there are people that healed cancer and tumors and all kinds of stuff by doing a 40-day fast. That's something I don't know if my lifestyle can support yet, but this is what I can do. So if you got something really critical going on, fasting has been a great solution for that. In fact, there's a couple really good movies on, is it Prime or Netflix? And they're both called Fasting. One is more of a documentary that gives all the insights about what fasting is good for. And then there's another movie called Fasting. That's these two Kiwis, brothers, that do this 21-day fast. And I think they do 21 days juice fast and the 21-day water fast, I'm pretty sure. Very interesting to find out, what goes on there. So that's all I got. See you next week. Wish me luck. I love you. Thank you, and bless you.